What's up, everyone? It's your girl, Izzy Egypt. Lizzie from Commit. Lizzie always keeping it funky and real and straightforward, while others keep that shit counterfeit. And you have reached the smartdumbgirl.com. I made a good decision today. Now listen, I have mad editing to do. I have mad of it. I'm like, why could I not say edit? What the fuck? We're gonna keep this. I have mad editing to do today. I want to add this in the bunch of shows I have to edit. But you know my MO. Before I get started on the topic, I have to give it up to BIG DOG. We working over here, baby. We improving over here, baby. God, I thank you for that. I thank you, God, for waking up this morning. I thank you for being able to walk. I thank you for being able to see. I thank you for being able to hear. I thank you for my baby Chloe. Shout out to that. My baby Chloe. And God, I thank you for all the wonderful guests who have graced the smartdumbgirl.com. He's a great God. He's a great God. Now, guys, I have a topic for you. And this topic, it fell upon me this morning when I woke up and I said a prayer. And I was like, God, God, life be life. And I feel as if, I'm doing the best I can, right? And God told me, well, how about today, since you are in question, that you be still. You be still. And in my stillness, I had an epiphany. And this epiphany was about spiritual abuse. Yes. Now, before we get into this epiphany, I'm going to be very fast. I have stuff, rocking today. I got some stuff to do today. You feel me? Well, tonight. It's 8:49 p.m. So I have a few things to do. But before we get into this, I want to read something to you guys that I wrote. I think it's very imperative that I share this. So let me retrieve this scribe of truth. Should have been prepared with that, but that's it, right? We can. This is smartdumbgirl.com, and sometimes dumb shit happens. Not really, and sometimes smart shit. Okay, so listen. I wrote this today, and this was in the energy of what I just said. Like, I was like, oh, be still, man. You got questions, and you pondering, and you wondering, you feeling unsure, So I wrote this. I felt like an angel gave it to me. It said, I knew that the earth belonged to Satan when. And we're going to bring it full circle as to why spiritual abuse is contingent to what I'm about to read to you, but let me get into it. I knew that the earth belonged to Satan when, number one, people who never met me, dislike me, or speak on me like I did something to them. I know I'm not the only one who goes through that. Can be, right? Number two, when showing love only gets you hate. Number three, when someone can violate a person And people will participate instead of saying that's wrong and not participate. Number 4, when people try to make it seem like your imperfections are the only one that exists. Number 5, when negativity is never avenged, it just persists. Number 6, when Babylon has more say than the prophets. I think that is one for the... Number 7, when women can be abused and the kings are amused, not moved to stop it. Number 8, when the mourning are only given scorning. When the mourning, those who are in mourning, only are given scorning. Number 9, when folks will weigh how many draws you have in money before they weigh people's hearts. And number 10, when people don't warn you of the storm to come, just watch it rain on you while they sit in the sun. So we're going to have a conversation, very short, about how that is contingent to spiritual abuse. I want to start at number 1. When people you never met dislike me or speak of me like I did something to them, I have experienced a lot of gossip. And today, as I sat and pondered, I wondered as to why that is so. I'm realizing that is all a part of a bigger scheme. If you know anything about spirituality, and this goes for all pantheons, whether it be Christianity, Muslim, anyone, that there is no prayer without acts. That means you can pray 1,000 times for, I don't know, you want a new shirt. But if you never get out there and look and be in the stores and the Marshalls and T-Max and whatever you gotta be at to get it, you will never retrieve it. You can pray for a miracle, but if you are not in action, it will not be coming to you. So, gossip is an act. Yes. Oh, you thought it was just communication. You thought it was verbal. Yeah, it may be an audio act, but it gives the same frequency as an action. So when people are preying on your downfall, when people are preying on your isolation, when people are preying on your mental breakdown, gossip will be secondary. And what ends up happening is a lot of people who never met you now adopt the same ideology. And anything that may be true or not true, it is blown up out of proportion simply due to the spiritual practices behind it. Number 2. When showing love only gets you hate. There is a law of the universe where if you show love or you show any type of emotion or intention, the law says that you should get what you give. But in this day and age, I know I'm not the only one who feels this. When you show love, you have a better chance of getting fear or getting hate. And that's due to spiritual abuse. See, the law of the universe is true in sex. But when you have demonic forces, negative forces, where they want the law and the law of the universe to not apply. And the reason why they don't want the law of the universe to apply is because they want to turn the good into bad. Let me break it down for you. Every single day on this earth, a good person turns into a villain. Every single day. Because they give and they show and they express and they love and they give and they show. And because this is the world of Satan, this is hell, ladies and gentlemen. You didn't know? Well, I'm here to remind you. Because we are in the law and the land of Satan. When you give good, you have a better chance of either receiving fear or hate. There's a saying, no good deed goes unpunished. So you can give good, and you can show love and admiration. You can even be a person who is trying to be a beacon of peace. And you will be deemed as annoying. You will be deemed as passive aggressive. You'll be deemed as fake. You'll be deemed as everything but what you truly are, which is a positive, loving person. We have to recognize these things. Number 3, when someone can violate a person and people will participate instead of saying that they are wrong and not participate. Now, I'm gonna go long on number 3. I'm gonna stop on number 3. We're gonna do another episode for the rest of them. Number 3, when someone can violate a person and people will participate instead of saying that is wrong and not participate. I have learned that people will join in on your oppression. People will see a wrong being done, and if enough popular and have good-looking Jezebels and King Ahabs are doing it, they will join in. And that's not what, more specifically, Black people are made of. But this is what we're doing. Black people are partaking in this type of behavior. Listen, let me explain something to you. If you know anything about history, you know that half of the people who are right now benefiting off of living in this country, they are doing it on the backs of Black people. You know that any type of injustice that has happened in this country, Black people have come to the rescue for everyone. That is not our behavior. But in the land of Satan, where people are incentivized to do harm and to partake in the selling of their soul, but also in the harming and the trauma of another, it's easy. It's like the Matrix. We all know the Matrix. But you have Neo, you have Trinity, you have Morpheus, and you have the agent. And the agent just sticks his hand into people's chest and makes duplications of himself. Now, these people are thinking and talking and moving and acting just like an agent. And what does that do? What does that behavior sow? Well, if you ask me, the proof is in the pudding. If a behavior of violation is only creating more separation, more negativity, and more complications, that sounds like Satan to me. so happy I got that on record. You can tell by the outcome. No matter what the issue is. You know what? When you meet people, you connect with people, you're gonna have bumps in the road. You're gonna have issues. You're gonna have complications. You're gonna have to have more higher understanding, right? But it's the manner as which you do so and how you do so. And a lot of times what happens is people weaponize normal life complications, normal misunderstandings, things that in any other situation will be easy to breeze over and to come to a solution and to move forward as a unit. Oh, nah, that's not happening when you're dealing with the works and the world of Satan. And I know that word is strong for some of y'all, like Satan, that's what it is. Is that the right word? Well, if it's not God, it's Satan. If it's not good, it's bad, it's negative, it's Satan. Satan is not a big old red guy who's under us and just torturing people. No, Satan is an energy. He's a vibe. He's an outcome. And any person who thinks they have the right to violate and to spy and spook and watch and plot and wish bad and curse on a creation that is not theirs. They worship Satan. And then let me say this to y'all real fast. Technology, as convenient as it is, and as much as a necessity it has become, it has also become an instrument of Satan. So let me tell you about people who worship and deal in Satanism. And some people don't know. I want to say this. Some people are unaware that their acts are equating Satan. But some people do know. But let me give you an example of how technology aids and exists within us. Satan wants to be God. He wants to be God. That's the whole story of Lucifer. That he was the angel of the gospel. He would lead the angels in giving God praise. He was like the choir director. And he got lost in the song and started believing that he was like God. And what happened? He tried to be God. And in result, he got his ass kicked out of heaven. And do you think that desire left him? Do you think he said, you know what? I don't want to be like God no more. No, it did not. Listen, evil people are very persistent. I've learned that in my time. They're very persistent. They don't stop. Good people, they're persistent. But like, sometimes being good, you got to sit down and be like really thinking, it gets rough. But evil people are persistent. It hasn't stopped. So one thing that he wants, that technology helps him with, he wants to have the all-seeing eye like God. And what helps with that? What aids him in his workers? Technology. It allows Satan's workers to be able to watch, plot, and plan on the righteous and others. And we're going to dig further into that with the next episode. In addition, the hyper surveillance episode is coming. And I hope you're ready. Listen, God has to prepare you. I was listening to Zig Ziglar this morning, and he says, anything worth doing is worth doing it bad until you can do it well. And that's where we at right now. And that's what we're doing. Y'all have a good one. go check out thesmartdumbgirl.com. You know what it is. Have a good night.